What's going on, guys and gals? Stock Jock here, up $1,512 in the day. Good day so far. Not a lot of trades. Let's go straight into them. As you can see, not a ton of trades. So that's the kind of trading day I like. But out of the gates, there was a few I was watching, some that were gapping up, some that had news. CHFS was one that had news, and they are going to be presenting at some conference, blah, blah, blah. As you can remember, the stock went from $4 to 25 bucks after they did a reverse split, and since then it's come all the way back down. But I was hoping that this little bit of news would get into people's heads again. Hey, remember this stock? And maybe get going for a little bit. So out of the open, it sold off, and then it started to come back up, and I went long as it was going back up, thinking it would break this level, this little pre-market level here, uh, this pre-market high. I didn't go crazy far back, just recent, something that people's eyes would be on. And so I went long at $4.31, 3,000 shares, and also Jason Bond Group also went long at this exact same time. So just going to try to ride that momentum, hopefully break 450 is all I wanted. So I took 3,000 shares. Inside this candle, it was moving up. I sold 1,000 shares at 445. And as soon as I sold, it just boom, dropped hard all the way to 426, and then it started to even itself out. Well, whenever that happens, that usually is my key to, all right, just get out, move on. I didn't like that one bit, so I sold another 1,000 shares at 435. It was moving back up, so I made a little bit more on that second lot. So I had 1,000 shares left. I ended up buying another 1,000 shares here, and I was hoping for that. I bought it inside this candle. As you can see, the candle over candle in the 1 minute happened. I was hoping we get another solid move up, but this candle right here, being up here and then dropping hard like it did, I figured would scare some people out, and so I wasn't too confident in this 1 minute candle over candle play that I did right here. So once I was profitable on it and it just didn't look like it was going to go, I sold the remaining shares, 2,000 shares at 436. I think all said and done, it was roughly 250, 240 bucks maybe. I can't remember the exact number, but decent trade, but I was really hoping for a lot more on it. SRIX, this one was just a sympathy play. At this point in the day, XNet just started ripping. As you can see, it's been on quite the fall. And I believe Riot, these are the kind of the two leaders of the pack. Yeah, these both started moving up. So I was hoping that SRAX would be a good sympathy play to it. This is the Bitcoin, the blockchain, all these stocks have been running together recently. So I was kind of hoping that SRAX, as you can kind of see here on the 5 minute, starting to curl back up. So I was hoping for a curl and then the break of this 570 level. It didn't happen, but nonetheless, it was still a profitable trade. So right here, as we're moving up, I went long and I got filled at 548. We broke this level here in a pop right here. Nice volume coming in, and I exited as soon as we broke 450. I got filled at or 550. I got filled at 558. So $200 on 10 cents, 2,000 shares is $200. So a nice win right there. Oh, my mistake. I actually bought 4,000 shares. I didn't take 2,000 shares. So I bought 2,000 here, looking for this kind of break right here. Came back down, and as it was coming back up to break this level, I added at 548. So I had 4,000 shares, basically a 546 average. Pops up over 550. I sell 2,000 shares at 558, and the remaining as it was coming back down. Inside this candle right here, as it was coming back down, I sold the remaining 2,000 shares at 555. So a very nice win right there on 4,000 shares total. CTRP, this one came out that there's been another case of one of their employees abusing children, right? So when that news came out, this is what that big volume bar is. So when I heard that, I was like, that's terrible. So I shorted 1,000 shares, right? It's a large cap stock. I'm not too familiar with the company, but I would have thought that the stock would have dropped from that. But apparently, abusing children is a good thing because, as you can see, it went and just decided to run to high day at that after that point. So, nonetheless, when I saw that it wasn't going to tank, I ended up getting out for a -8 on this trade. I was shorted right here and inside this candle. When it started to break the high of this candle, I was like, screw this, I'm out. Uh, Lost 8 cents on it, 80 bucks, but it was the right decision because abusing children is apparently good in the world of China companies. My next trade was Mara. Uh, I honestly don't know what my entry was looking back on this. It might have been because of a chat room bought this stock, but just looking at it, there's no there's no setup here that I mean, this might have been the entry, but I entered in this candle right over here. So not really sure what I was looking for. Only held it for like 20 seconds. I made about 2 cents on it. I just can't remember what this was. It had to be a chat room play because there's just nothing here that I would have liked had I just played technicals. ARDM, this is a stock that I hadn't seen ever before, but it hit my low float scanner. I know a bunch of chat rooms like to play these, especially early in the morning, and that's exactly what happened. It hit my low float scanner. I saw that other chat rooms were taking notice of it, so I went long. I took 2,000 shares at 418. I got filled right here. And as soon as I bought, the other chat rooms pushed this thing crazy high. I sold as if we were breaking 450. I got filled at 457. So, 40 cents, 2,000 shares, is $800. Nice win there. It did end up halting, and these 10-minute halts recently, they've kind of killed the momentum of the stock. Out of the halt, it dropped here, popped back up, and then from after that, it just died. There was just nothing left to it. But I really wish they would get back to the 5-minute halts. I don't know why we're doing 10 minutes these days, but it really does kill the momentum of the stock. My next play was CHFS. This one I was just kind of looking for the 450 break and for it to get moving. We're over here, so you can kind of see this is the level of resistance that we're up against here from earlier in the morning. We've made this huge move up to it, so we're sitting right here at 450. I go long in the anticipation of that break. It does pop over 450, but it comes right back down. And when that happened, it just lost interest for me. So I ended up selling for about a 3-cent loss, $60. And sure enough, after I sold, it popped all the way to 484. So missed out on that, but again, the stock didn't do what I thought it would do when I thought it would do it. So cut it loose, move on. CLWT, this one had some news out, some positive news on the company. I immediately looked at the daily chart and I noticed that there's like rarely any volume on this thing, and I'm talking like maybe 1,000 shares occasionally, maybe 10,000 shares. So I didn't expect a lot of volume to come into this at all, and it didn't really. It was positive news for the company. I took 2,000 shares because I was up a good bit on the day, so I could take a stab on a play like this, and I just put it. Let's see, I bought inside this candle here at 386. I got filled right here, and it popped up pretty quickly over 4, but the bid never got up there long enough for me to hit the bid. So it came back down, and I ended up just putting my order at $4 on the ask, and I got filled 1,000 shares at a time. So made about 14 cents on 2,000 shares there. Nice win. AET, this one, the Dow Jones was reporting that CVS was going to offer AET for a buyout for $200 a share. Sent the algorithms, sent this thing to the stratosphere, then came right back down, 100% retracement. So I wanted to try to take a stab at this thing. I only wanted to take a small size because these large cap stocks, algorithms get a hold of them and they just don't trade properly. So you'd think a company that is looking to be bought out, even rumored to be bought out, would move this way. But what does the algorithms do? They push it down. It's just stupid. All right, so anyway, where were we? Now it's all screwed up. But 1042, where are we at? There we go. You can see it pushing it down there. All right, so went long right here, thinking we get a curl back up. I got 182.81, so chasing it a little bit, whatever. It does pop over 83, and I was pretty profitable on it. I was like, okay, here we go. We're gonna get over this candle, and we're gonna move out. Nope. It it just keep finding sellers. It's so frustrating. So I ended up selling as it looked like it was curling. It failed the VWAP and it was going to curl back down. I just wanted to get out at that point. And luckily, I only lost right about 25 cents on 200 shares, so it was not a lot of money at all. But it's just frustrating that these stocks act like that. It's just absolutely silly. IPCI, this one was in news plays as well. I was really kind of hoping that it would get moving. It was a semi-low float. I was just kind of looking to get a couple pennies out of it. I ended up giving back a couple pennies. I went long. Hit the ask. Did I top tick this thing? I absolutely did. So I didn't hit 92, but I hit 91.5 right here. And it just kind of sold off. So when it was heading this way and it almost retraced to 100% of the move, I just got out 89 cents minus 2, and I could have been down here. So happy to get out. And so if a stock is going to retrace 100% on a news play after the pop, that's not strong at all. So I usually just cut those loose because they usually go lower than when the news happened. FCEL, this one I was away from my computer actually when the news hit. They inking a deal with Toyota for some green energy kind of stuff, whatever. Definitely positive thing for this small cap company. I went long when I got back to the desk. It kind of popped and sold off to the VWAP, and I wanted to take a stab here at the VWAP. So I bought the VWAP at 180 right here, 2,000 shares, 180 right here, and got a little bounce, and the bounce is pretty strong. I thought it was going to go high day again, and it just couldn't do it. So as it's coming back down, and we got that candle under candle here, that's when I kind of sold, and I got filled at basically 187. So $140 on this trade, or roughly 130. And that brings me to the end. That's all my trades for today. Not a lot of trades. Again, that's what I like to do. Up $1,512. If you have any questions on my trading style, feel free to find me in my free Discord chat that I run. The link for this is down in the description below. If you're also interested in any of the chat rooms that I subscribe to or the news sources, the link for that is in the description below of this YouTube video. So again, I will see you in the next video.